It is an absolute pleasure to be here because this is a very special event. We're honoring the 100 best schools. And the thing is, financial literacy should very much be a part of everybody's educational system. And this is the way it's going to be, especially if it's being held here at the New York Stock Exchange. How much better could it be? Thank you.
We're really excited because today is a milestone for us. We're celebrating the 10th anniversary of our financial literacy certification program by releasing the 100 best wise high schools teaching personal finance. There's more to come. We plan to do research on the best performing schools and to share what we find with everyone.
Thank you, Phyllis. Thank you, everybody. I feel as if I should be thanking you. I love to wear with a badge of honor, a badge of pride, the fact that I've been able to go to high schools, like Carver Spellman High School in the Bronx, Richmond Hill Aviation High School in Queens, going to the High School for Economics and Finance in New York, in Manhattan. So, to me, it's a great opportunity. So Phyllis said to me, Sam, we want you to say a few words, keep it short. So for the next 2 hours, so I was thinking, okay, well, how do I keep it short but tell them everything I want to know, or everything I want you to know? And then I figured, let me just put it down to 3 things, and I promise not to leave the wrong finger up. Basically, Phyllis had asked me, why were you involved, why are you involved with WISE? And the answer is, because you asked. I think what's amazing is the old saying of, you don't ask, you don't get. The Bible says all good things come to those who wait, but I think all great things come to those who ask. There are millions of people out there who want to volunteer. Yet unfortunately, I have yet to meet somebody who has passed Mind Reading 101. So nobody knows that you want to volunteer unless you ask them to volunteer. And so I was thrilled when Phyllis came to me and said, Sam, would you be happy to be involved? And I said I would love it. One reason is because I have the DNA of a teacher. I graduated from Muhlenberg College back, well, when the Dead Sea was still alive. And I got my degree in education. But the baby boom had pretty much moved through the school system, so a lot of them were contracting. So my goal was not met. My goal was I was going to teach social studies, I was going to coach football, and I was going to develop a potbelly. And I can only say I've accomplished one of those 3 tasks. But I believe that parents and teachers have at least one thing in common. They like to offer shortcuts to success to their students and their children. And that's what I feel that I do is I am teaching. My classroom just doesn't have walls. That I have the opportunity to be able to teach and to be able to share shortcuts to success. Things that I have studied that I love sharing with people, whether it happens to be one-on-one at the high schools or one-to-many when I'm giving presentations. And so my feeling is I am accomplishing all that I was taught to do. And then finally, I like to do it because I like to give back and I like to promote financial literacy. I mean, let's think of it this way. How many people in Congress do you think passed this test? Of course, that's why the old saying is, if the opposite of pro is con, then the opposite of progress is Congress. So what I like to do is I like to share with students several things. First off, share with them the importance of learning from WISE, the importance of doing a good job on the tests because of the ability of getting their own financial house in order. And I also like to share with them that they have a much better chance of getting a job on Wall Street than they do getting a starting 5 rotation on the New York Knicks. That Wall Street is no different from Main Street. We create products or services, we market those products and services, we account for them, etc. So whether you happen to be a computer nerd, whether you happen to be artistic, whether you happen to be a good salesperson, we need you on Wall Street. And so there's no reason why you, the student, could not find a terrific career opportunity on Wall Street. And so those are only some of the messages that I'm very, very proud to share whenever I do go to high schools in the New York City area. And just to admit to you, Phyllis, I started branching out. A friend of mine teaches at the First Academy down in Orlando, and just a few weeks back I made several presentations there and owe it all to Phyllis. So with that, I kept my promise. The presentation was short. I'm thrilled to be involved historically as well as into the future. So thanks for inviting me.
I think still there are a lot of school jurisdictions that don't realize how important financial literacy education is. And I think I'm well versed in investments and tax planning and mortgages and banking, but I can't keep up with all of it. There's so much that relates to money, and a lot of what we've all learned didn't come from school, and more of it should have come from school. I remember we did a junior achievement program where we opened a little small business. At some point, I think, in a class we learned to compound interest, but we never learned how your mortgage might be a fixed rate, it might be an ARM, and it would be indexed to LIBOR, notwithstanding the annual and lifetime caps on the incremental interest rates. And we didn't spend any time on the notion that in case you made a big profit from your house 20 years from now, you need to keep all of the receipts from the day you renovated the house 20 years earlier, because you might exceed the $500,000 exemption on capital gains. Somebody should have taught everybody that at some point. I didn't really expect to become the unofficial financial advisor for the incoming college graduates at work who come and someone says, okay, here's the package to sign up for your 401k. And then they're like, well, there's 50 different mutual funds here. What am I supposed to do? These are things that students need to have a foundation in, and thanks to the WISE program, more students are getting that foundation.